Okay, here's video number 3 for building the new multi-band Rockmite. And what I've done now is I've changed my setup because now I've got this is a vise that I've got all the way folded towards me. So now it's a horizontal vise instead of vertical vise. I'm going to put my little Toroid Easy tool in there with the Toroid. Although I'm not quite going to do that yet. I'm going to actually slip a piece of wire, my magnet wire in there. I think I have 8.5 inches of magnet wire. I don't think I need that much, but I got 8.5. So now that's basically the whole of and now I have 2 hands free. I've got the toroid being held and I got the wire being held, so I can start. So the first toroid, according to the P&E sheet, needs 15 turns. So I will just go down. That's 1 turn. Every wire that goes through the center is a turn. So here's turn number 2. Move it over there, get it nice and tight. Here's turn number 3. Turn number 4. Basically threading the needle. Number 5. Six. I'm making sure they don't overlap. When I pull it down, I put my fingernail over the previous one so it doesn't cross over. When I pull it down, it goes right beside it. Okay, so I lost count. Okay, as I was talking. So I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 turns. And we're going for 15. So there's 8. Nine. 10. I'm working my way around. 11. 12. 13. 14. 15. So as you can see, I've got probably an inch and a half extra wire. So you can probably use about 8 inches of wiring and it'll be just fine. So there is, what you can do is bring the turns and move them around so you get some even. That's pretty good toroid. And I'll cut the pin shorter. Now you can try to burn that off with, because it's thermalese. You can burn it off with a very hot iron. That particular iron I got at 480 will not really do the job. So I am going to go the old-fashioned route. Seeing as I'm an old-fashioned guy, and I'll get my little in my toolbox. I have two different devices for. I have a handy dandy little I don't know what they call those. It's a razor knife, a utility knife, but it's one of these snap apart blades. When they get dull, you just snap it and get another one. So I think these are 50 cents at Harbor Freight, or you can get a Harbor Freight little mini utility knife. So I happen to think that this one works just fine. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to hold on to it and I'm going to scrape. I'm going to scrape vertically. You don't want to go at an angle. Whoops, I'm off the screen. Okay, I can move my vise. I can't move my vise out of the way. Darn. I can move my vise out of the way. I gotta just pull the whole thing out of here. Hang on. Yeah, let's pull that vise out of here. Okay, now I've got. I'm gonna put this guy down here in the center because that's the target underneath me. So now again, I'll go. If you don't want to, you want to make sure you drag the knife leaning away from your movement or just perpendicular. You want to make sure you don't go that way because you'll put a ding in a nick in your wire, and it can break when you do that. Now this is going to wrap around. I'm probably going to put this up this way so I can see the red. So this is going to go right down the board. So I got to get close to the toroid. This one here is going to wrap down the end, so I want to be a little bit further away. So this one wants to be a little bit out. I like to just start it a little bit. Okay, and then you can finish up. Okay, let's see. This is the one I've started further out. Got some sandpaper. I'm trying to get nice shiny copper. This one I gotta get really close to the toroid because when it's bound the dark side down, this is gonna come right out of the bottom and into the hole. So you want to make sure you're close. If you don't have it stripped and tinned well, when you put it in the hole, the pad, and you go to solder it, if it wicks up onto that enamel, it can make a really good false solder job, and you'll end up with a coil that doesn't a filter that doesn't filter. Actually, it's a filter that filters everything because it doesn't work. No signal can get through. So I'm going to just now get up a little bit closer there with my knife. That's looking pretty good. If I had my soldering station, which is a true 80-watt soldering station, I can crank the temperature up to 750 and then tin these leads, and it'll melt that magnet, the insulation, it'll melt it right away. But when you have a very small pencil iron, it will be difficult for that to come up to that kind of a temperature. Okay, that looks pretty good. I'm going to test it. I'll bring my iron back. Okay, I'm going to leave it on the stand. Come on, hopefully it's not hot. Okay, and I'll bring the solder in, and now when I hold that and I tin the leads, it's gonna have a tendency to get hot, so I'm gonna use my pliers and just hold that toroid gently. This is the one that's going to wrap around and come down. No, this is coming out the bottom because it's got the black side, so I got tin pretty close up. Looks good. This one wraps around. So I got a tin right there. Yeah. Looks pretty good. Tin nicely. Okay. I'll go back and get my board. Now these toroids, it's 15 turns and 17 turns, so you don't want to mix them up. So I'm building them one at a time. I'm going to put this is 15 turns, which is the first one. I will put it in there. Come on. Come on. There you go. Get it nice. You want it nice and you want it tucked in there nicely. You don't want to stick it up over the board because it's a very tight space in there, so I want to make sure it's sitting down there pretty good. Bring the leads up. And, oops, I got a little bit too much solder on that iron. It's all gobby. Don't want that. And the first one's done pretty nicely. I'm going to rotate it around a little bit. Pull it up. And there's the second lead. Cut it off. Missed the lead on the cap right there. Okay, so there's one toroid. Wasn't too hard. Now, as I say, I've got the tool, the right tool. I do happen to sell those tools. A friend of mine designed that and gave me the design, and I have them. I have them made. I used to make them myself on my laser cutter, but they were very time-consuming. So now I just I outsourced them. So we'll take the T30. We'll put the second one in. And it is ready to go. So I will I'll cut the I will cut and